Get your hands off me! I am Damon Moretti's...
Are you going to make up rumors again? Are you going to say you are Don Moretti's mistress now? You're insane.
When I came back to the States this time, I had not planned to bother with revenge.
Now that you see I'm doing well, you want to make me jealous? If you want me back, just beg. I'll say yes.
Ethan, you are absolutely screwed.
On our wedding registration day, Ethan had me dragged out of City Hall. He brought his childhood sweetheart Madison in to sign the papers instead.
Madison's baby needs a father on paper. Once we divorce, I'll marry you.
Everyone thought I would swallow my pride and wait another month. After all, I had already waited 7 years. But that same night, I fled overseas to go through with an arranged mafia marriage. I vanished from his world completely. 3 years later, I returned with my husband for a clan memorial. Last minute, he was pulled away to sort out a conflict on one of his territories, so he ordered one of his men from the local crew to pick me up. I stepped out of the airport and froze. I caught sight of a sign printed with my name in the arrivals hall. I stepped forward, only to run into Ethan, my ex I hadn't seen in 3 years. He'd brought Madison and a handful of his trusted crew. Once, Ethan had been nothing but nobody. Judging by his suit, he'd clearly climbed the ranks in the local mafia crew. All of them craned their necks, eagerly staring toward the exit.
Ethan, isn't that your obsessed ex? Isn't that Natalie?
Everyone turned to look at me, snickering and joking around.
See? I told you guys she would come crawling back.
Natalie disappeared for 3 years. Not a call, not a text. And now Ethan finally has power, and look who suddenly found her way back. She probably spent every night stalking his socials and crying into a cheap pillow. Natalie, if you're trying to stage a dramatic reunion, sweatpants were a bold choice. Couldn't you at least brush your hair first? Or did life without Ethan get so bad you stopped trying altogether? You look like you came here to beg for protection, not make a comeback.
It was true. I used to spend hours getting ready for Ethan. Full makeup, tight dresses. I always made sure I looked absolutely perfect for him. But I did not need to do that anymore. I was pregnant, so my husband would not let me wear makeup. He wanted me to wear whatever felt comfortable. He even had this plain-looking loungewear custom-tailored for me in Paris. Listening to them mock me, it suddenly clicked. They knew they had been ordered to pick up Don Moretti's woman, but they had no idea that woman was me. An old acquaintance of mine quickly stepped in to diffuse the awkwardness.
Anyway, it's nice having you back. Ethan actually spent years looking for you. He asked all over about you.
Ethan's face stiffened for a second. Then he acted like nothing had happened.
Madison's kid starts preschool next week. From now on, you're in charge of drop-off and pickup.
He was still incredibly arrogant, but I was not that naive little girl anymore. Seeing him only filled me with annoyance. I did not want to waste another second on them. I was just about to tell them exactly who I was.
Natalie, don't blame Ethan for this. He's only trying to look out for you. You disappeared for 3 years. Who knows what kind of shady things you had to do to survive? Look at you. Life really chewed you up. Ethan even wanted to give you a job as my personal assistant, but clearly that would be too much for you.
3 years later, Madison was still just as stuck up.
Don't worry. Being my nursey is honest work. No one's going to look down on you for that.
Her attitude alone made my stomach turn. Ethan misread my disgust as jealousy.
All right, Natalie, drop the attitude. You clearly couldn't make it on your own. So stop making a scene. Take care of the kid and learn your place.
Don't worry, we still have a spare room for the nanny downstairs.
All you need to do is help Madison look after her kid.
Isn't that far better than your miserable life right now? Come over and thank Ethan quickly.
Don't worry, dear. If my son acts up, I'll make sure he behaves.
I won't let anyone give you a hard time.
Who's giving her a hard time?
She disappeared over one tiny misunderstanding. If life got rough out there, maybe she needed the lesson.
Hearing that, my heart actually skipped a beat. Even now, he still thought abandoning me at City Hall for Madison was only a tiny misunderstanding? The Ethan who used to love me was truly dead. He was no longer the boy who carried me across town while ignoring his own bleeding wounds. But whatever that love had been, it was all in the past. None of it mattered anymore. After all, I was about to give birth to my second baby anyway. I pushed all those swirling thoughts down. I had no desire to bicker with them here.
Aren't you here to pick me up? Let's go.
The scene went quiet for a moment. Several people exchanged looks. Then they suddenly burst into laughter.
Waiting for you? Do you even deserve that? Read the sign. We're waiting for Mrs. Moretti. Do you even know who that is?
Of course, I knew that was me.
Mrs. Moretti is the lady of the Moretti family. She is Damon Moretti's lawful wife, and Don Moretti is a ruthless mafia boss. But in private, he is deeply devoted. People say he refused to get married back then because he was waiting for her.
Everyone in this city knows this. Don't bother sucking up to Damon. Suck up to Mrs. Moretti. She is his entire world.
Listening to them gossip about my marriage, I could not help smiling. A genuine smile spread across my face. After 3 years of marriage, Damon's business had grown bigger and bigger, and his reputation as a fiercely devoted husband had spread everywhere. Madison had always wanted to stand above me. She would never miss a chance to show off in front of me.
To spoil his wife, Damon Moretti once bought a diamond bracelet at Christie's. It's called Eternal Heart. It cost $20 million. Mrs. Moretti is literally the most envied woman on earth.
Madison pointed at my wrist.
That's the Exarcher of the Narcissus.
A hush fell over the crowd. Everyone's eyes locked onto the bracelet on my wrist.
It's a pretty good fake. What broke delivery guy bought you this? A cheap knockoff as a gift? Pathetic.
I yanked my hand free, smiling softly while brushing the bracelet. Ethan's eyes widened at my happy look. He grabbed my wrist and tore the bracelet off. I was caught off guard and couldn't stop him. Madison stepped up, took the bracelet from him, and twisted it in her hand.
It really is a high-quality fake. Way better than the replica I bought. But I'd never wear mine in public. That would be humiliating. Foreign knockoffs really are something. The weight almost feels real. Wait. Don't tell me you're saying you're the real Mrs. Moretti? Natalie, are you seriously claiming you're the legendary Don's wife?
They burst into loud laughter the second she finished speaking. It all sounded absurd to them. Damon was a notorious mafia genius. Cold-blooded and merciless in the underworld. 3 years ago, I'd still been hanging around them, the girl Ethan left at the altar. No one could believe it. Alice twirled the bracelet around her finger.
Natalie, why don't you sell me this fake? I'll pay you double whatever that broke delivery guy paid. Give that back right now. Damon gave that to me.
Shut your mouth. Natalie, are you trying to get us both killed? You think you can just casually drop Don Morelli's name? Are you trying to drag me down with you? Are you trying to could be heartache?
His friends immediately joined in.
Do you have any idea how hard we fought for this airport pickup? Mon Moretti put Ethan's business under his protection last year. Now all of us survive under Moretti protection. The only way Ethan keeps his place in the Moretti circle is if we impress Mrs. Moretti. And you're out here spreading insane rumors about knowing him? Are you trying to ruin Ethan's career?
I wiped the blood from my split lip. My stare must have been ice cold because Ethan frowned. A trace of panic flashed through his eyes. Madison pointed at me and snapped.
Natalie, you ungrateful little... Ethan was kind enough to keep you off the street. Don't push your luck. I know you're bitter about the past, but trying to wreck his career just to get back at him? That's sick.
Hearing her say that felt exactly like 3 years ago. No matter what I did, Madison twisted it. She would feed Ethan her poisoned version of the truth. In the early days, he used to defend me, but by the end, he always took her side, just like right now.
You're such a bitter, jealous woman.
But this time, Ethan did not keep yelling at me. After a short silence, Lucas pulled out a $200,000 check.
For the sake of what we used to be, I'll let this slide. Take the check. Go buy yourself something decent to wear. If you really don't want to nanny Madison's kid, I'll pull some strings and get you a proper job next week. Don't worry. Ever since the Moretti protection, this kind of money is pocket cheese in my world now.
The way he handed me that check made me sick.
No thank you, sir. I don't take handouts from strangers.
Grabbed me before I could take a few steps.
Natalie, I gave you money and you still refused? What do you mean?
He questioned me with a cold face.
I'm a stranger to you?
This way Easing broke it up. It's better not to have an attack you bra for that. People might understand.
I thought of my jealous husband. But Ethan glanced at Madison. Then he looked as if he had understood everything.
The Moretti family is hosting a private gala for Don Moretti in 3 days. I plan to take you there to see the world, but you need to buy a proper outfit first. Don't embarrass me when the time comes.
There really is no need.
Hearing me refuse again, Ethan clenched his jaw so hard I could hear it.
Natalie, you really have learned some attitude.
Sure enough, poor people always have the worst temper. Since you don't want to go, forget it. I'll take Madison.
Madison's eyes lit up.
Ethan, I'll behave well. I absolutely won't embarrass you.
I didn't want to keep getting tangled up with them. Before leaving, I left one sentence behind.
I hope that in 3 days, you can still be this as confident.
I practically sprinted out of the arrival terminal. The fresh air outside finally pushed down the nausea churning in my stomach. My mind flashed back to 3 years ago. My parents had been pressuring me into an arranged marriage overseas. I fought them on it. I could not marry that man, I thought. I begged Ethan, my boyfriend of 7 years.
Ethan, just elope with me.
Ethan agreed.
Let's leave here.
But when I showed up, he'd brought his childhood sweetheart Madison to marry.
Her child needs a legal father. I will divorce Madison in a month, then marry you.
He told me not to overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
Watching him hold her hand and walk into that clerk's office, I was completely done. I flew overseas for a blind date that very night. A month later, I married Damon Moretti. A year later, we had our first baby. And now I was pregnant with our second. Honestly, if it had not been for Damon's family memorial, I never would have set foot back in this country, and I definitely would not have run into Ethan. 3 days later, I showed up to the Moretti charity gala alone. I wore light makeup and my custom loungewear. The second Ethan saw me, his eyes lit up. A smug smirk spread across his face.
You said you wouldn't come, but your body is honest. If you want to chase me and make me turn back, you at least need to make me happy.
For an occasion like today, you need to dress properly. Only then can you match my status.
I ignored him and walked toward my own seat. Ethan grabbed my arm.
Natalie, I'm talking to you. Did you hear me? Our seats are right here. Where do you think you're going?
I pulled my arm free.
Those are your seats. My seat is over there.
Madison's eyes turned sharp.
Natalie, how did you sneak in here? Are you here to cause trouble? How dare you wear that bracelet?
The guests around us began whispering.
Wait, is that the Eternal Heart bracelet? The one Don Moretti bought for his wife? Tonight is Mrs. Morella's first public appearance.
Is this woman trying to insult Mrs. Marina? She snuck in? Is she trying to embarrass us in front of Doc Morelli?
One of the guests turned to Ethan.
Excuse me, Ethan. Is this young lady with you?
No, I don't know her.
Take that fake bracelet off and get out.
Are you sure you want me to leave?
What are you pretending for? Stop acting like you're important. Hurry up and take off the bracelet.
She lunged forward to snatch it off my wrist. I swatted her hand away and stepped back. Someone tripped me out of nowhere. I crashed to the floor, dazed.
You're really treating this cheap garbage like it's treasure?
Madison pinned my hand under her heel. Pain shot through my hand, there, staring blankly at the snapped bracelet and the diamonds scattered across the floor.
Pick her up and throw her out.
A few security guards immediately surrounded me. They reached down to grab my arms and legs. I panicked and struggled.
Get your hands off me! I am Damon Moretti's!
Are you going to make up rumors again? Are you going to say you are Don Moretti's mistress now? You're insane.
When I came back to the States this time, I had not planned to bother with revenge. It felt beneath me. But right now, I was going to make sure she paid for this. Ethan crouched down in front of me.
Natalie, are you done throwing your little fit?
You showed up wearing a fake diamond bracelet and dressed like you rolled out of bed. Now that you see I'm doing well, you want to make me jealous?
If you want me back, just beg. I'll say yes.
Ethan, you are absolutely screwed.
Everyone in Harlow knew that Ethan Cater's wife had an IQ of 75, a mild intellectual disability. So when Ethan placed that ultrasound printout on the table in front of me, I sat there thinking for a full 3 minutes before I spoke.
Ethan, I just had my checkup yesterday. I'm not pregnant. He looked away.
I know. This is the child I had with someone else.
Unlike the other wealthy wives who would fall into hysterics after discovering a secret child, I didn't cry or make a scene, because I hadn't caught up yet. Why would a married man have a baby with someone else? Ethan probably mistook my silence for acceptance. He leaned down and patted my head.
Good girl. Just stay calm. That's all I need from you.
His voice was soft, like he was settling down a child.
The Cater family's heir needs to be sharp and capable, but you know yourself. Actually, maybe you don't. Just know that your place as Mrs. Carter won't be affected at all.
A slow, dense ache spread through my chest. I am dumb, but I remember now. A husband having a baby with someone else was called cheating, and a marriage that had gone off the rails was supposed to end. Ethan lit a cigarette and said it like it was nothing.
She's a new intern at the company. You know her, actually. It's Mia.
Mia. Of course I knew Mia. I had been supporting that underprivileged student for 7 years. The smoke drifted toward me. It stung until my eyes filled with tears. It wasn't until a tear actually dropped in front of Ethan that he finally noticed and stubbed out the cigarette.
Sorry, Autumn. I forgot you can't handle smoke.
He stood up quickly to open the windows and air out the room.
You know how stressed I am. There's no way I can quit smoking.
I knew he couldn't quit, but because of my health, he used to limit himself to smoking only at the office. He never even brought the smell home. I watched him wave the smoke away, explaining as he went.
After Mia found out she was pregnant, she still insisted on finishing her project before taking leave. So I banned smoking across the whole company, including myself. Just now I slipped for a second. A pregnant woman comes first.
When he talked about Mia, there was something in his eyes he couldn't hide. Even someone as slow as me could see it.
Ethan, how can you talk about cheating like it's nothing? What do you think I am to you?
The smoke was gone, but my tears kept falling, one after another. He frowned and stepped toward me to wipe them away. When I backed away, he lost patience.
Autumn, what do you even understand? This isn't cheating.
Autumn, stop making a scene. I just need an heir. A smart heir. A smart heir. Can you even give me one?
It was like something tore a hole straight through my heart. I stared at him, shaking. He stopped himself. His throat moved.
I'm sorry. That's not what I meant.
I promise we'll have children. Sweet children. Children who grow up with me, taking care of them the way I took care of you. But before that, I need a smart heir first.
Mia is brilliant. You've supported her for years. You're the reason she made it. She's not like those women trying to trap me for money. That's why I chose her.
He let out a slow breath.
See? I really thought this through for you.
I stood there staring at Ethan, and I was back somewhere very far away before I pushed myself too hard sometimes. I wrote my father's words down again and again in a notebook, trying to memorize how to become better, until my hands started to cramp and shake. It was Ethan who noticed and rushed over, snatching the pen from my hand.
That's all garbage. Bad people twist cruelty into kindness because it's easier for them. But if you listen to yourself, you'll always be able to tell the difference. If something hurts your heart, you walk away from the person causing the pain. Don't listen to their excuses.
I lowered my head and pressed my hand gently to my chest. It hurts so much right there. Ethan, you're the one who taught me that. My heart hurts. I have to leave you. I wiped my eyes, hands trembling, pulled off my ring, and threw it on the floor. I was shaking apart when I screamed at him.
You turned into someone bad. I'm done. I'm leaving you.
Ethan froze for 2 seconds, then let out a cold laugh.
Leave? Sure, but where exactly would you go? To visit your abusive father in prison? Don't be stupid, Autumn. You can't even take care of yourself out there.
My phone alarm cut through the fight. He glanced down at it. I need to take Mia to her prenatal appointment. When our eyes met, his were full of impatience.
Autumn, I've been good to you for years. All I'm doing is having a child with someone else. You're not allowed to keep acting up like this.
The door slammed shut behind him, and my whole chest shook with it. He remembered Mia's prenatal appointment today. He forgot it was my birthday. He forgot that 10 years ago today, he promised he would celebrate every birthday I ever had. Then later, he took control of the family company. All the polished, clever, well-connected matches that were put in front of him, he turned down every one. Nobody expected him to marry me. Everyone said he was just getting back at his family. Even I said it out loud.
Are you sure you haven't made a mistake? I'm so dumb.
He slid the ring onto my finger and smiled, soft and steady.
Yeah, you are. That's exactly why I'm marrying you and keeping you right by my side where I can watch over you. That's the only way I'll ever stop worrying.
Deciding to marry me hadn't come without a fight. His father's fury, his mother's breakdown, the cold shoulder from every family he'd turned down. But he just took my hand and held it firm.
Autumn, you don't know this, but that day in the equipment room, I was thinking about ending things. You pulled me back. Right then, I made a promise to myself that I would stay with you forever. I can lose everything. Not you.
Because I was slow, he used to say his love for me out loud. Say it big. Say it often. And because I was slow, he didn't even bother hiding his cheating now. I stared blankly at our wedding photo on the wall, until a message notification pulled me back. It was Mia. Hey, Autumn. Did you and Ethan have a fight? He wasn't in a great mood when he got here. Anyway, it's fine. He's happy now. Our baby is healthy. In the photo she sent, Ethan was listening closely to the doctor's instructions. He'd even taken out a notepad and was writing everything down. When I used to get sick, he used to do exactly that. Every detail. Another sharp stab in my chest. Go. I have to go right now. That was the only thought left in me. I choked back tears and called a number.
Mom, I'll go with you.
You mean it? You're finally ready to forgive me? Where are you right now? I'll take you to start the immigration paperwork right now.
After submitting everything, I came back to the house with a divorce agreement. Standing in the entryway, I could hear laughter from inside. Ethan had brought Mia home.
I've heard eating more fish helps the baby grow smarter. Don't worry. You went to an elite school. The genetics are there. The baby won't turn out stupid.
Standing in the house I'd lived in for almost 10 years, I felt more like a stranger than ever. When she saw me, Mia sprang to her feet.
Autumn, you're back!
The girl in front of me was composed, confident. Nothing like the thin, pale girl I'd once taken in from a struggling rural town. Back then, she had just gotten into Harvard, but her gambling-addicted father had already struck a deal with a man in town, trying to trade her off for money. Her acceptance letter had been torn to pieces. She'd been locked in the house. The next day, she reached out to everyone she could. Only I, a sponsor she had never even met, was willing to go and save her. 3 hours on a plane, 5 hours on a bus. I didn't feel tired. I had one single thought the whole way. Save her. Save her. What happened was, I saved her, but I was too slow to get out of the way. Her father took a swing at me in a rage, and I ended up in the hospital. Because of that, Ethan had never warmed up to her.
You should have called the police, not put an innocent person in danger.
But later, he started inviting Mia to dinner himself. He couldn't help telling me.
She's genuinely talented. It's a good thing you went back for her.
Now they stood side by side, and they looked right together.
Autumn, don't worry. I won't be here long.
Mia came forward and took my hand.
And blue. I felt clearer than I had in years.
Nico Bellini!
He stopped and turned back to look at me. That same careless, in-control look in his eyes.
If you walk that door today, I'm replacing the groom.
Just slipped his rock off my finger, the engagement ring. I put it on the table and walked away. The night before my wedding, I got a key card, presidential suite, a penthouse in Manhattan, the place my fiancé found Nico Bellini. Then I opened the door. All I saw was his back, strong, pounding into some blonde. Lit a cigar, looked right at me.
It's nothing personal. I'm just tired of the act. You needed to see the real me before the wedding, so you don't give me any shit later. Don't worry. You'll still be the official Mrs. Bellina. You've been with me for 10 years. Your hands aren't clean either. You did it all for my business. Who else in this city would have you? So the wedding's tomorrow, as planned. I'll give you your spectacle.
I just slipped his rock off my finger, the engagement ring. I put it on the table and walked away. The next day, Nico Bellini stood at the altar of St. Patrick's Cathedral. I walked right up to him, on the arm of his greatest enemy. I held up a piece of paper.
You wanted a wedding. Here it is. The marriage certificate? It belongs to him now.
Serafina, over here, look here! You're New York's top art consultant. How does it feel marrying the Don of the Belui family? A match made in heaven, the wedding of the century!
Reporters, disguised as guests, swarmed the entrance to St. Patrick's Cathedral. I stepped out of the custom Rolls Royce, my Louboutin stilettos hitting the pages. The white silk of my gown dragged along the red carpet.
Miss Natalie, your gallery has supplied high society with countless treasures. Today, you've become the most precious piece of art yourself.
I ignored the famous offers and the endless praise, walking toward the church, flanked by my bodyguard. Nico Bellini stood on the steps in his expensive custom suit. He wore a smug smile. He'd called me this morning.
I'd fucked that woman all night, 7 times. I needed to catch up on sleep to have enough energy for the wedding, so I couldn't come pick up you.
He was so sure I'd come on my own.
Baby, you finally made it.
He walked toward me and gave me a light kiss on the lips. He looked at me in my wedding dress and devoured me with his eyes, a mix of raw lust and pride. The media let out a soft, knowing laugh. I felt the warmth of his lips. I thought about how that same mouth was kissing another woman's nipples just last night. I said, taking his arm.
It's fine. I know you're a busy man.
Rocco leaned in.
Boss, that move last night was cold, making her watch you with another woman, and she still shows up today smiling in a wedding dress. This broad is wrapped around your finger.
Yeah, any other woman would have lost her mind. Our Donna's got guts.
Nico pulled me tighter.
Of course she does. She's been with me for 10 years. Who else in this city would dare to have her?
I listened and I kept smiling. Everyone here knew how much money I'd laundered for him over the last 10 years, how many messes I'd cleaned up. My hands weren't clean. Like he said, who else would have you? Just then, his private phone rang. He glanced at the screen. A smile touched his lips.
What's wrong? Didn't I tell you to call later?
Nico, I'm flying to Paris this afternoon. I made an appointment at City Hall in 10 minutes. Can you come? I want to have the certificate before I go.
10 minutes? In that much of a hurry? Boss? Who was that?
Isla. She's flying to Paris, insisted on getting the marriage license before she leaves. The way she begs for it, unfucking real.
What about the wedding?
What about it? The ceremony will take an hour or two. I'll just swing by City Hall. It's a 10-minute thing. You know how that little princess gets. If I don't keep her happy, she'll throw a tantrum at the airport.
Rocco knew better than to argue. Nico walked back to me, put an arm around my shoulder.
Here, get a picture of us. For the memories.
The flash went off a few times. Nico held my waist and gave me a quick peck on the lips.
Be good. I gotta go or I'll be late for the registry. You wait for me.
He patted my cheek like I was a pet. Then he turned and started walking toward his car. I stood there, watching his back. 10 years of my youth. 10 years of love. All for last night's humiliation and today's wait for me. A cold wind blew. I felt clearer than I had in years.
Nico Bellini!
He stopped and turned back to look at me. That same careless, in-control look in his eyes.
If you walk that door today, I'm replacing the groom.
Nico stopped in his tracks. He turned around slowly. The careless look on his face turned into an amused one. He looked at me like a man watching a child throw a tantrum.
Replacing the groom?
He walked back, his voice dripping with mockery.
Serafina, what do you think this is? Some cheap soap opera?
The reporters around us sensed something. Their camera lenses quietly turned toward us. Nico came to a stop in front of me, his hand reaching up to stroke my cheek.
Baby, don't make a scene.
His voice was soft, gentle, but his eyes held a look of arrogant pity.
Who would you replace me with? In this entire city, what man would dare touch my woman?
Of course, if you actually manage to find a man who'll touch you, maybe I'll let you have your fun.
He opened his car door, throwing a final teasing line over his shoulder.
I told you, you're the only official Donna. Stop messing around. Those little strays on the outside, I'm just playing, okay?
Rocco walked over.
Boss, maybe you should make Isla wait. It's your big day with the Donna.
Nico waved him off.
That little princess is more of a handful.
He pointed at me, his tone one of absolute certainty.
She's not going anywhere. She has nowhere else to go.
I stood in front of the cathedral, watching the bulletproof black Maybach roar to life and speed away.